Vladimir Putin, the controversial leader of Russia, has been making headlines for all the wrong reasons ever since his country invaded Ukraine over a year ago. However, amidst the ongoing turmoil, there's an intriguing rumor that's been circulating. Some believe that Putin may be the wealthiest man on the planet. Could it be true? Well, let's find out. The 2016 Panama Papers report reveals that Putin's vast assets are shrouded in secrecy, with little to no paper trail left behind. From sprawling real estate holdings to mysterious investments, it seems that Putin's fortune is carefully guarded by a network of trusted insiders who know how to keep a secret. The man who wields power over one of the world's largest nations has an income that might surprise you. Russian President Vladimir Putin's 2018 income declaration revealed that he only owns a modest 800-square-foot apartment in St. Petersburg and a handful of vintage cars. However, for a man who reportedly has a love for luxury timepieces, people are always forced to ask the question, how does he afford them? Putin reportedly has a modest income of $140,000 per year, which might seem like a hefty sum to some, but the truth is that it is hardly enough to maintain his collection. And according to Bill Browder, an investor in Russia who became a fierce critic of Vladimir Putin, the Russian president's collection of luxury watches is worth multiple times his official salary. Now the question pops up again. How did Putin come to amass such a fortune? Browder alleges that Putin's wealth is the result of extortion and massive theft from state funds, a bold claim that has raised eyebrows around the world. Browder went further to explain that the Russian leader's net worth could be as much as $200 billion, putting him among the richest people on the planet. But how much is Vladimir Putin really worth? This is the ultimate mystery, and despite years of intense speculation, the answer remains frustratingly elusive, leaving investigators and curious onlookers alike scratching their heads in wonder. Forbes recently conducted a study into how Putin amassed his multi-billion-dollar fortune. One theory involves a Russian oligarch named Mikhail Khodorkovsky, who was formerly thought to be Russia's richest man with an estimated $15 billion fortune. He was imprisoned in 2003 on charges of fraud and tax evasion, which he has consistently denied. As Mr. Khodorkovsky was detained just months after criticizing Mr. Putin for state corruption in a meeting, it is widely believed that Mr. Putin was responsible for his imprisonment. Mr. Khodorkovsky's assets were frozen, and his enormously profitable enterprise was dismantled. Mr. Browder believes Mr. Putin may have leveraged this arrest to threaten and do deals with all of Russia's other wealthy billionaires. According to him, the deal was, you give me 50% of your fortune, and I'll let you keep the other 50%. And if you don't, he'll seize your entire fortune and toss you in jail. Mr. Browder estimated that Putin had amassed $200 billion in unjustified profits from these kinds of operations throughout the course of his 17 years in power. The second theory is that Putin amassed his fortune by exploiting his official connections to help his close friends and family obtain money. According to Forbes, those in his inner circle will then offer him cash or stakes in the companies they acquire as a result of his assistance. And if you still doubt this theory, here's a good example to prove it. Putin's former son-in-law, Kirill Shamalov, is a 34-year-old billionaire who was given permission to borrow money from private banking firm Gazprombank so he could purchase a 17% stake in the company Sibir from Gennady Timchenko, a friend of Mr. Putin's. Another of Putin's pals, Arkady, won more than $7 billion in state contracts in the run-up to the 2014 Sochi Olympics. One thing is clear, the allegations against Putin are serious, and they have the potential to shake the very foundations of power in Russia and beyond. The third and final theory about Putin's wealth, according to Forbes, is known as the bluster model. This theory suggests that Putin doesn't actually have vast sums of hidden wealth, but instead likes to give the impression that he does, just so people can fear and respect him. So why exactly have these allegations risen? Well, for one, Putin has reportedly been spotted wearing expensive watches, including a $500,000 A. Lange & Son turbograph and a $60,000 Patek Philippe perpetual calendar. And according to an ABC News article from 10 years ago, Putin owns pricey watches worth $700,000, or about 6 times his yearly salary. He is also believed to be the owner of a spectacular 190,000 square foot home built on top of a cliff with a view of the Black Sea. Russian opposition leaders have also in the past published pictures of the opulent property, referring to it as Putin's rural villa. The images claim to show $500,000 worth of dining room furniture, a $54,000 bar table, and luxurious bathrooms furnished with $1,250 toilet paper holders and $850 Italian toilet brushes. According to the BBC, Russian millionaire Arkady Rotenberg claimed in January last year that he, not Putin, is the mansion's owner. In addition to the Black Sea residence, the 69-year-old Russian president reportedly owns 19 more homes, 700 automobiles, 58 aircraft, and several helicopters. One of these planes, the Flying Kremlin, had a gold bathroom and cost $716 million to build. The Guardian published a photo of a 140-meter-long, 6-floor super yacht in Italy that is said to be owned by Putin. The $700 million Scheherazade is docked in a shipyard in Marina di Carrara, a village on Italy's Tuscan coast. According to a report in The Guardian, the ship has a spa, swimming pools, 2 helipads, a fireplace that burns wood, and a pool table that tilts to lessen the impact of waves. So, is Putin really a master of deception? A shadowy figure who has built a vast fortune through clever maneuvering and ruthless exploitation? Or is he simply a victim of rumor and speculation? Let's know your thoughts down in the comment section.